Some friends and I were talking about how God speaks to us. We are good friends and like-minded when it comes to the things of God. We discovered during our conversation that God doesn't speak to us the same way. I'm not talking about God deviating from His word or His ways, but rather how He speaks to us individually in a language that we can understand and know that He's talking specifically to us. Jesus said, "My sheep hear my voice." And that makes sense, that God would communicate to us the way we talk. After all, if English is not your native tongue, why would God speak to you in English? Surely His children around the world understand Him in the language that they know. Jesus said, "If anyone has ears to hear, let him hear." Jesus was not talking about the appendages on the sides of our heads. He was speaking about hearing with our spirit. Have you ever been among people you didn't know personally, but the Spirit of God in you recognized the Spirit of God in them? They began to speak, and you knew they were His children because God gave you ears to hear His voice. Have you ever read a familiar passage of Scripture and suddenly it leaped off the page as if it were the first time you saw it? It answered or met a need in your life. God gave you ears to hear His voice while you were reading His Word. Have you ever sat in prayer and waited to hear what God had to say? And as you waited, your spirit awakened with an inner witness of His voice speaking to you the way you speak, the way you comprehend, the way He does, to make sure that you recognize it's Him. I love the fact that God's into details. He knows us individually. He knows what we like and don't like, what moves us and what will motivate us to action. So when He's trying to get our attention in a matter, He may not use the same thing for me that He does for you. God knows the secret language of our hearts, and He speaks to us. The important thing is to have a listening ear.